Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion play Slay the Spire. Great run, slow run, but great run. And we come back around to the most important character of all of them. The only character we have not beaten the hard as. Upgrade. Dude, I gotta be honest. An early upgrade is got me thinking. But two random colorless cards, they could be anything. They could even be cards worth upgrading. We would upgrade probably Zap. You know what? I don't know. I've lost it. But I'm going for it. I'm giving it my all. I still have no idea how to win. 5 damage taken. I still have no idea how to win as the defect. I'm hoping that over time it just becomes clear to me through some, I don't know, vision from on high or a burning bush or something of this vicinity. Now, I will tell you, I've come around the boot sequence. Being able, and I used to be like, you know, a block you can only use once. Tut, tut. I no longer feel. Tut, tut. Hold on. Are you killable? It's possible, but I would rather just do it like that. Being able to ensure that you're not going to take damage on turn 1, especially on floor 1. It'll probably lose a little bit of its efficacy after that, but being able to ensure you're not going to take damage on turn 1 strikes me as real nice. I'm going to take Chaos. It's a little weird. It's out of my wheelhouse, no doubt about it. But one random orb. The worst case scenario is we get a Frost Orb. Even then, it's still worth something, and if we get more focus, it's worth even more, obviously. Getting energy is obviously pretty valuable, and it's going to be our first upgrade target. So this is a real thing. We're going to take Static Discharge. It's the Caltrops of the defect. At least that's the way I'm choosing to see it. People were like, they rightfully were talking to me, and they're like, why don't you just take Static Discharge so that if you get hit for 1 damage 20 times, you summon 20 lightning bolts and do, you know, nearly 116 damage, or 160 damage, I should say. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. So I took a leap. I think it's worthwhile. I cut a defend because we've added a lot of defensive related cards. Now I'm going to cut a strike. The deck's getting thinner. It's getting a little bit more consistent. I hope. We're going to upgrade Chaos. But Static Discharge is close behind it. Static Discharge upgraded, and we'll do that, well, immediately. Static Discharge being upgraded allows us to get double the lightning summoned. So, I think we got a good thing going here. I'm still going to take Anchor over Sapphire Key, even with boot sequence. Now, I'm not going to say I told you so, because, hold on, what's 10? It's 24 damage, so we'll do it like this. And hopefully we can get you. That's fine. At least we're not getting debuff this turn. I still think having 20 block on turn 1, and we could just choose not to play... 15 damage. We could just choose not to play... boot sequence if we feel fit. I hate that I'm about to get debuffed here, but we're only taking 1 damage. I definitely don't think it's worth using a potion there. I don't think it's worth playing too risky. So we'll wipe that. You're doing 13 damage. I'm just going to put up 10 block. So we're going to take another 3 damage, which I think is still totally acceptable. Obviously, you know, the more time goes on, the less acceptable it gets, but... we've got him, and we're actually doing pretty well here on the first floor. Mind you, we've had very little combat, so it's not like it's out of my wheelhouse necessarily. Ball Lightning is tempting, but, you know, I feel like I have a thin deck that's doing decent stuff right now, and I'm gonna try to keep that going as much as possible. So I'll play a Leap to keep boot sequence in the queue, and we're gonna get extra energy, which is always very nice. Alright, it's time to see if this deck does what I want / need it to do. This guy has no problem. He's already dead. We don't have to play anything. Static Discharge is probably going to come into play once we go up against our first elite. I went for the multicast. I think we need a finisher. I think I've been guilty of being like, you know, nothing is good enough to take. It's not a very smart idea. And I end up having a deck that's like impotent against the bosses later, or the enemies later in the game. Hold on, if I hit you for 16, you will go down to 28, and you will split, but I think I'd rather go for the split next turn. Or even a turn after that. You're gonna go to 38 here. Would I hit you twice? What are we gonna draw? Strike, static, discharge. I think we stand better odds to try next turn, and the debuff is slimes. Yeah. And we still don't have to attack him this turn, but we're gonna. So it's gonna have 2 enemies with 13 HP instead of 2 enemies with 28. I can get down with it. We definitely want to evoke the energy, and then this will channel this 5 times, which is 32 damage, which means you're all dead. Man, multicast is gonna be really slow. If we get a lot of energy going, that is going to be real slow. I don't think we need a capacitor. I think I'm content with where we're at. Sorry, you might hear a cop drop rattling around in my mouth as well. Sorry, my sickness is causing a little bit of auditory distress. I'll try not to let the suffering of my body impede your enjoyment of the content anymore. This will be a kill, just barely, but enough. To be honest, I do think, I mean, that's 2 X cards, but we're clearly going for what appears to be like a lightning build right now. My dude's waking up no matter what, right? No, I don't think so. I think that's incorrect. Yes. The block leaves after the lightning goes. So this is the turn where we want to pop. 2 energy orbs? What a world. I mean, these are all pretty good, but I think we'd want the free meteor strike. And I really want meteor strike to come back around. I'm using all the potions on him. If possible, I'd really prefer not to rest before our boss fight. Hold on. Hey, we might not have to rest before our boss fight, so I'll tell you right off the bat. I'm like, why wouldn't you multicast your energy orb? Okay. And then zap. And then use Tempest, and you're summoning 12 lightning orbs, and this guy's dead. Now, we're not going to get that very often. We basically relied on Meteor Strike showing up to do that. This one's a tough call for me. Seek is obviously good, but wouldn't I rather have 2 static discharges? Well, I'm going to say no. Because static discharge, as of the present moment, is doing literally nothing for us. That'll change. Probably immediately, to be honest, but we'll go for the upgraded Seek right off the bat. This is very interesting for me. I don't think we need strength against this guy. I think we're going to be relying on static discharge plus a bunch of... Give me leap static, please. Static discharge plus multicast plus Tempest is what I'm thinking is going to be our go-to. I mean, that was pretty solid. I wish I could complain. But there's nothing to complain about there. So we get an energy orb coming around. That's great news. I think we will dual cast, and then I'll just hold that leap. Or use that leap, I should say. And a boot sequence is a pretty strong play here. The downside of static discharge is obvious, I think. You do have to get hit. And now we've got like an actual combo sort of going on here. You do have to actually get hit in order for static discharge to work, but that's not appearing to be too much of a problem. And when we get the turn, you know, working for us, it's doing great stuff. More focus would be a pretty important one. Electrodynamics would be an incredibly clutch rare. 2 dark orbs, huh? Well... it was a good fight as far as I'm concerned. It's tough. It's conceivable we could play Meteor Strike. We need to get an energy orb out of Chaos, and then Runic Dodecahedron is going to give us energy. Maybe we could get one more energy relic. I'm willing to give it a shot. We did get an energy relic. I don't even need to think. I mean, maybe that's part of my problem, but Sozu is like, it's such a minor cost in order to get such a major upgrade. I don't really like this path. We don't get a campfire until too late. But our other paths, I should say, force an elite fight. And still don't really give you that many campfires, so... And I'll start here, and then we'll hit the question marks and see how we feel, I think is the way that I think about this right now. Well, this is just the luckiest turn a man could ever ask for. We take no damage, and we're gonna have a bunch of extra energy next turn. We also did a ton of damage. We really do need to keep Runic Dodecahedron alive. So this is like an incredible finisher for us when we draw in this order. So it's not going to evoke all the orbs, but it's going to give us energy back. So obviously this is like, it might kill them. It did kill them. Whenever we can make that happen, we're going to be very happy. Which is why, like, these, the combo, it's ticking right now. So we got to decide. I will not lose full HP in order to make that happen. You can take my strength potion in order to give me Centennial Puzzle. I'm telling you, Electrodynamics is going to make this one pop. I still think he'd rather use this first. All we need to do, I don't want to buy anything else. And it's not going to help us that much against the boss, obviously, but against everyone else, it's going to crush. Well, you definitely would zap. And then I would look and be like, okay, where are we going to go with this? Because it's going to cost us all of our energy. So we'll take damage, as is right now. But there's no way not to take damage, because there's 25 coming out. Even if we got, like, a leap defend, it's not going to do it. So we might as well... I think we should guarantee the wiping of one enemy. Or, we need to hit you with one? Okay, I think that's worth a shot. Alright, we're taking 10 damage. Which is going to stop Runic Dodecahedron, which is going to make it very, very, very hard to play, well, the Wombo combo, really. There wasn't much else we could have done about it. At least temporarily. Certainly do not need another boot sequence. I think another leap is possible, but... now we're relying on something different. We basically need Chaos to summon a Plasma Orb. My apologies. We're gonna grab Chaos Leap. Thankfully, mercifully cheap. Okay, we got a Plasma Orb, which is necessary. Well, it's not necessary when Meteor Strike costs 0. That's fair. I mean, personally, I would rather not take a bunch of damage here, so... we're gonna? No, but we're taking 6 damage. It's not that bad. I feel like it's kind of one of those, you know, you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound sort of situations. Once you lose a little bit of HP, you're just as bad as if you were in any other spot, right? So, we'll hold steady there. You know, I still think we veer away from the elite and instead fight enemies that are still tough, but don't give us any reward whatsoever. That's that classic dry Northernlion humor. 20 damage. Okay. Okay. I mean, we can get 10 just by evoking 2 orbs. Dual cast is a big one. I think you play this and then this for 2. You get just enough. And I'll admit, we don't have static out there. But static is kind of the play that we're intending to make. We might as well just evoke this orb 4 times. Static is the play we're intending to make when we expect to get hit a lot, hopefully for a little amount of damage. Which is not really what's happening right now. Frailty, real nasty. At least we're only taking 4 damage. We have a plasma orb now, which means we could play a meteor strike. For that to happen, we have to get a meteor strike. 20. Dude, okay, well, start there. You know, I think we're already taking none, so just get this out here. I was thinking about doing the evoking, but really what we want to do is multicast the Christ out of this plasma orb. And then use it for lightning. But anyway, turned out to be irrelevant. Please? Oh, let's go. Okay. Not so bad. I mean, we've been losing HP, but we're only losing a little bit per fight, which obviously can change relatively quickly, but I still think that we got a deck where we're sacrificing, to some extent, the here and now in order to make the final boss fight a little easier if we're lucky enough to get there. Well, you're not doing much damage. Fair play. Meteor Strike is just such a dead card early. It can pop pretty quick, but it does take a little bit of luck. I can't foresee a situation in which we don't want to seek. So we'll take a Tempest. We might as well take maybe just a Strike, because this guy's only doing 5 damage. Yeah, so we're going to Chaos. Good, we got Plasma. So we want Plasma. We'd like to play Tempest for 1. Get Plasma up to the front. Now we can start to talk about something happening here, but the Void is also devastating. It's a bummer, dude. I don't want to do it. I still don't want to do it, just for the record. But it does prevent us from taking damage. No matter what. We may pay greatly for that, but... Okay, we got more plasma back. It still sucks because we're... Oh, actually, we're going to get this energy evoked right away, which is even worse, but... Or maybe it's not, because we got the energy on this turn. So what's at the front? Lightning. Beautiful. I know we're adding a bunch of dazes here. Do not get me wrong. We've only taken 1 damage on this fight so far. Ah, that's about to change. On the bright side, this is what Static was brought in for. I think a double energy. Even, the thing is, once you get that first Meteor Strike out there, the rest should just kind of, you know, come by themselves. So weird turn, but hear me out here. We're obviously going to double energy. Then we will zap. Chaos. We get even more energy. We'll Meteor Strike the one that already got hit. 3 plasma out there. Okay. Now we want multicast Tempest. We didn't get multicast Tempest. So we are going to get hit for 4. We're really waiting on the Wombo combo. We didn't get multicast. Let's get some other orbs out there. 10 energy. I mean, that's a lot. You're doing 27 damage. Well... No, you're not. You're doing 18 damage. And we're going to hold this. I don't really want to channel 5 lightning. Which immediately I'm like, why? Why don't you want to do that again? is a bit weird. No. Because, like, if we dual cast, we get a bunch of energy. Play Leap, Defend. And then evoke this for 4. And it'll definitely get 1 kill. I know this seems weird. You're like, why not play Meteor Strike? Well... yeah, no, I stand by this. I think Meteor Strike would have led to us taking a bunch more damage. Mind you, we're still going to take a bunch more damage. But we would have taken a bunch more damage regardless. Apparently. Hologram. Yeah, okay, so we like the idea of a hologram hitting an already activated Meteor Strike. We'll definitely take Sapphire Key. This run's getting spotty. I do want to point out, I saw it coming. I looked on the second floor and said to myself, what the heck are we going to do about this one? It's like 64 damage. I was like, there's no campfires, there's no nothing. How are we supposed to make this run tick? I'm also looking at this and I'm like, how are we going to kill this guy? We got to do 15 damage. It shouldn't be this hard. Even, like Zap Tempests? Surely Zap Tempests will get us there. Yeah. There we go. A free recursion. Yeah. I haven't added too many cards here. I think we've been keeping a relatively steady profile. We need more draw on turn 1. It's causing us real strife here. Okay. I think you're definitely going to play double energy. We're also going to get a Meteor Strike out there. We can't hologram Meteor Strike, so we'll hope to draw a hologram next turn. Maybe give me a Static Discharge. I'd like to draw a Tempest next turn as well, is the thing. So we'll start here. We'll definitely get a Chaos. Okay. Then a Meteor Strike. Then a Recursion. Well, we don't need the Recursion. We don't need any of this. Okay, that's fine. Plenty of energy. I'm just more worried about block next turn, if possible. So we didn't get a hologram. But that's fine, because we got a great setup nonetheless. It's a multicast into a Tempest for a staggering amount of lightning and the ability to play all of our strikes nonetheless. So that's the dream turn. And you got to admit, when it works, it looks pretty nice. The rest of this floor has been a little wonky on the way up. I'm thinking, obviously a Thunder Strike is a pretty good finisher. I guess the question is, do we need it? We already have what I would consider to be a pretty good finisher. I do think the removal of a basic strike is probably acceptable. Just looking like we don't play 3 attacks very often. Tori seems like a must-buy. And then, I mean, Thunderstrike is close, especially the longer a fight goes on. But I don't see it, honestly. I do see Master of Strategy. And it's a very expensive shop for us, but we got a little of everything. A removal, a relic. Apparently that's everything. Alrighty. So now, we can tailor it, ideally, so that we will take 1 damage, thanks to Tori. So somewhere between 1 and 5. And then we'll get 2 lightning out of it. So we want to take as little damage as possible, but maybe some damage, and then reflect way more of it back. So typically, where would we go here? Usually a double energy. I guess we had Meteor Strike first turn, huh? Okay, so we're going to take double energy Seek. If we whiff, at least we can use... Sorry, double energy Master of Strategy. If we whiff, at least we can use double energy on multicast, but what I want is Master of Strategy to draw hologram. Did not work. So be it. So we double energy regardless. Definitely 2 Chaos Orbs I like. We can play 1 Defend, and then I think summon 6 Lightning. Because, okay, so this is me being a fool. Because we killed, we're only going to take 1 thanks to Tori, but because we killed the unit, we became vulnerable. That's the last, I wasn't considering that. Really, at this point, I'm like, you're basically done. We just have to get the right draw. We have to stall till we get the right draw. Like 4 evokes is not enough. Not quite. 3 evokes is probably not enough. So you know what? We're going to play it a little cooler. And you're going to hit me for 1 thanks to Tori. And you're going to get a bunch of orbs coming for you. Little spotty, but not so bad. I think we're okay. We're definitely going to rest. This has not been a landmark floor for us. I'm just happy we still have a 20-card deck that does one thing and ideally does it very well. I mean, it's hard to ignore the idea of, you know, a Tempest here. I can't ignore a 7 energy turn. But we're going to end up evoking our lightning. So we won't be able to get Meteor Strike out there. Ah! But it's 7 lightning, you know? It pains me, but I really... Every voice in my head was saying to me, wait for Meteor Strike to come back around. And it did. So it was a huge waste, don't get me wrong. No, we want to draw a hologram next turn, so we do this. It was a huge waste, but hey, it was my huge waste. So we are going to take 9, but we're going to generate 2 lightning out of it. And then we can... Oh, you know what? We can't really hologram... Yes, we can. No, we can't, because it's not in our discard pile. I was going to say we're going to hologram Meteor Strike, but instead, we're obviously just going to... I mean, like, immediately Tempest. I'll level with you. I'm actually not going to immediately Tempest. I'm going to play 2 of these, so we only take 1 damage. We get 2 lightning out of it. You might notice 2 lightning basically equal to what we paid there, or what we would have had opportunity cost-wise. So I think that makes a relatively shrewd sort of setup. We do need Chaos to give us another Plasma Orb to take us to where we need to go. For right now, it's obviously not going to do that, but we've done a lot of damage to this guy in a relatively short period of time. I do worry about his 50 damage turns. No plasma. That's a bummer. 7, 11, 3, so it's 14. No matter what, we're going to take damage. I still think we want to minimize it. We're getting to the point where, unfortunately, it matters a lot. So we'll do another 32 damage here. We're really trying to get Plasma, Multicast, Tempest to work for us again. So the only way to do that is really to hologram back a Chaos. We didn't get Plasma. However, we do have 2 Dark Orbs. This is where his nasty turns are going to start to come. At least Frailty's gone, but so he's doing 30 damage times 2. That's obviously horrendous. And we are actually dead. There's nothing I can do about it. This pains me. Because I thought we were building something special. And then you throw it in my face. Anyway. You know what? I think I'm going to do another defect run right away. I'm not ready to give up on the defect. We're going to do it in the next episode. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps it a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. We're trying different things with the defect. I think that could have gotten there. We just maybe opted out a little too early. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!